Hello class and prof. Today I'll be discussing the second speech. My name is Jerome Ramos and this is for public speaking. Numbers do matter. Today I'll be discussing the concerns about why conscription can be an issue in short-term and long-term military aspect, along with society's point of view on why it can create a division in the country. The examples and supporting ideas will be based on the most recent war in Ukraine, along with the growing tension with Taiwan and China. I will also be discussing the advantages that manpower provided in both world wars, why numbers are important, and conscription can be the last resort if needed. To begin with, manpower played a vital role in both world wars. To begin with, in World War I, Central Power, which Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, and Burgundy, consists of 22.8 million soldiers. However, Allied power consists of the British Empire, France, Italy, Russia, and US consists of 39.5 million soldiers, and Russia being the dominant power with 12 million soldiers supporting that war, and US entering the war in 1917 with 4.7 million soldiers. And then moving on forward, in World War II, Axis power, which is the Germany, Italy, and Japan, consists of 18 million, and Allied power, which consists of US, Russia, China, France, and Great Britain, consists of 61.2 million. However, Germany, the country that started the war, have 13 million during the World War II, which they easily outnumbered the number of soldiers that they have in France, which 1.7 million during that time, and which made the advantages of the German soldier much easier in conquering and moving forward towards France. Germany's occupation in Europe with 13 million soldiers versus 1.7 million soldiers that they have during that time period made it so easy that Germany can just expand and conquer more territory and land. So moving on to the war in Ukraine right now, the manpower of the Ukraine versus the Russia's soldiers have 142 million, while Ukraine only have 700,000. That's including the police, the border guard, and it's totaling to 1 million. So there's a huge number. However, with NATO helping the Ukraine forces, the numbers are going up. However, Ukraine is still outnumbered when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. Russians conscription, which also one of the biggest issue right now that they are facing. This is one of the quotes from a magazine, Time magazine. It's a deadly conscription is what they're saying right now, because soldiers are being sent to war 11 days after training with one shooting practice with 3 magazines. Comparing it to military training here in the United States, the Army, that's really low and it's insufficient when it comes to their shooting. New York Times quoted that coffins are already coming as the death toll of chaotic draft is starting. So with that being said, conscription have a bad image right now that's happening in Russia. However, as you can see, it might be the last resort that the Russian government, along with Vladimir Putin's idea to put more numbers in their already large numbers, but at the same time causing more casualties in the battlefield. Ukraine volunteers fight war fighters. There's actually a website on this one that people can volunteer to fight for Ukraine. Foreign fighting in the Ukraine have been up for 17,000 since the war started. Ukraine is now recruiting more as the war goes on, and there's an international legion of defense by Ukraine where people can actually sign up and fight the war with Russia and Ukraine. Moving forward, there's also a tension that is happening in Pacific as the war in Europe is starting up. It's a tension between Taiwan and China with the undisputed island that China created. China is using military and economic coercion to bully its neighboring and built unlawful island in the Indo-Pacific region. China is bullying Taiwan and Philippines right now because the island that they created is between the two countries. Just a quick drawback between China and Taiwan. Taiwan currently have 1.7 million in its military, while China have 3.1 million. US and Taiwan have an unofficial relationship. However, China already warned US that they will not interfere. If not, they will face consequences into this war. However, US have been sending their military representative along with people in Congress. The last person that went there is Nancy Pelosi and spoke with the president in Taiwan about the issue with China. US is being a leader for democracy and technological powerhouse, and Taiwan hold a key position as a US partner in the Indo-Pacific. Taiwan is allied with 14 countries, including the Vatican. However, they have not released any news about the ongoing issue with China. In conclusion, with the ongoing issues and possibility of a large-scale war, having enough manpower to fight a good fight can be a vital portion in the coming years. With the low recruiting numbers and low retention in all branches in the US military, conscription can be an ideal way to numbers and have the manpower to help the fight. As a nation that stood the test of time in the past hundred of years, we figured out how to deal with issues and win war as we go. All in all, having the numbers and not needing it in the future is better than needing it and not having it. Thank you, and this is for speech number 2.